person? And more importantly, most importantly, are you going to go back to the demanding jurisdiction? I have no idea. We have to get to know you in the short time now, 20 seconds, just to see who you are. So, Mr. Kim, tell me about it.
Yes, Judge. Defendant is wanted at East Baton Rouge Parish, Louisiana for a domestic abuse, battery, strangulation, or equivalent of impeding breath. State would be opposed to bond. Defendant is currently on deferred adjudication for aggravated robbery, where he was the driver and there was a firearm involved. During the aggravated robbery deferred, he picked up a misdemeanor possession of marijuana, which alone, that wouldn't be sufficient to bring up the court. But the fact that one of his conditions on his deferred adjudication was to not consume any marijuana, he violated said provisions, and then now he picks up a strangulation. The warrant was 10 days old when he.
So this case here, this is a new case.
Yes, Judge. It was issued out January 14th. And so because of the repeated violations, the offense being one of them, the state would be opposed to bond.
If I may, Your Honor.
Please.
Mr. Huggins has already retained counsel for the New Orleans case. Eric Hayes, I have been in communication with him. I think it's important for the court to know, as it relates to the allegations out of Baton Rouge, that it was actually the complaining witness mother who hired us to be here this morning on behalf of Mr. Huggins. I also think it's important for the court to know, even though it is triable facts for the Louisiana case, she also sent us over several videos. We're confident that he will appear in New Orleans because he's already retained counsel. We believe that he won't have a problem complying with all of the things that's been outlined here in Harris County, seeing that he does have strong ties to the community and he is employed. And because of that, Your Honor, we do believe that there are conditions that can be put in place if the court elects to give him a bond, such as an ankle monitor, to ensure that, one, the court knows where he is and that the community is safe. And then also he has already retained counsel, Mr. Eric Hayes, for that matter, out in Baton Rouge. So I believe I have no reason to believe he won't answer to Baton Rouge, and I don't have any reason to believe he won't comport with the conditions here in Harris.
You're a dangerous person, man. How old is he? 22, 23?
Yes, Judge. And to add, for what it's worth, he already had a GPS ankle monitor as a condition of his deferred when the strangulation happened, or at least according to the conditions.
Was he not supposed to go there too? No,
it's just one of the arguments made by counsel was to have a GPS monitor secure.
This is that, it's just such a short time. He's picked up this case. He picked up, I guess, a weed case, and he's on probation for an aggravated robbery. I mean, really.
Full disclosure, there was a motion to adjudicate, but in the Brenham case that was dismissed. I don't have the files for the Brenham one, but I presume because the deferred was cured that they didn't pursue it. But he was only charged and it was later dismissed, but it was 2023. So obviously very recent.
Let me ask you this. Is he on bond for did they file a motion to adjudicate on the
aggravated robbery? But then that was dismissed on October 16th.
So he has no holds now, right?
Currently, yes, Judge.
And it was dismissed because the Brenham marijuana case was ultimately dismissed.
Yes.
I'm not comfortable giving you a bond now, Mr. Huggins. I think you're a dangerous person, man. You picked up that case over there. You're on probation for an aggravated robbery where there's a gun, and I don't know if there's shooting involved, but the good news is that it's only Louisiana. We have buses coming in and out probably 2 times a week to take people back because we have so many people from Louisiana here. So once you waive extradition, Monday, Tuesday, you'll be back in Louisiana. So he's not going to be sitting for not too long. I don't feel comfortable doing it, man. You scare me, dude. So you said he has waived, right?
Yes, Judge.
Sorry, counsel. But the good news is that he'll be back lickety split, in was it Lafayette?
It's East Baton Rouge, currently the aggravated robbery doesn't have a new MAJ based on the impeding or the strangulation, and so I can't speak for the trial bureau, but if they decide to revoke.
Huggin, you got to understand, when you're on felony probation, something like that, you got to live with a halo on your head because you could be looking at 20 years, man. All right. Thanks.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir. Ma'am, you were charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
On January 16, 2025, at approximately 10:25 p.m., the officer was traveling on East Sam Houston Tollway and observed the vehicle traveling at a high rate of speed, overtaking other motorists and changing lanes without signaling. The officer observed the vehicle get on Ship Channel Toll Bridge and pace the vehicle at 75 miles per hour in a 50 mile per hour zone. The vehicle further failed to drive in a single lane and a traffic stop was initiated. The officer made contact with the defendant, the driver of the vehicle, and observed the defendant to have slurred speech and odor of an alcoholic beverage. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 5 out of 8, one leg stand 2 out of 4. The defendant was read the DIC and refused to provide a specimen, and a blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's enough probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming anything of this nature, I'm going to revoke your bond, put you in jail. Do you understand, ma'am?
There's no driver's license on file for the defendant.
Okay. Any prior DWIs?
No priors, Your Honor.
Okay. If you do not have a Texas driver license and liability insurance, you are not allowed to drive. Do you understand? You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. I take it extremely serious. You just saw what happened. If you don't have a license and insurance, do not drive. Would you like to apply for a court-appointed lawyer, ma'am? Okay. What's going to happen now is I will have you swear to it that you're not going to drive without those 2 documents. I will have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We will have you get with Felicia at some point for your bond conditions. In the meantime, we'll have you fill out an application, then I'll have you speak to a lawyer here momentarily. All right? Please. And then if you could give her an application. Mr. Leary, you're charged with racing on a highway and you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 13th, 2025, at approximately 12:51 a.m., the officer on-viewed 2 vehicles at the block of Tomball Parkway, blocking the moving lane of traffic. The officer observed a white Jeep and an orange Corvette line up directly next to each other side by side, and the vehicles accelerated at the same time at a high rate of speed. The traffic stop was initiated of the white Jeep, and the officer made contact with the defendant, the driver, who gave his name and was identified by his Texas driver's license. The other officer stopped the Corvette and detained the second defendant. The driver was positively ID'd by the Texas driver's license.
Do you know how fast they were going?
Your Honor, they do not specify in the DIMS.
Okay. Mr. Lear, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Have you run his license, see if he has it?
Eligible, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to participate in this kind of behavior again. If I see that you do, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to revoke your bond, put you in jail. The next thing I'm doing, I will take your privilege to drive away from you permanently. Do you understand while this case is over?
Yes, sir.
Open. The ability to not drive in Houston blows. Trust me. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, you have a lawyer. It's your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Clay, and he'll tell you when you have to come back to court. I'm going to waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with him, and he'll tell you when you have to come back to court. You pick up a new case, you endanger my public. I only have one place for you. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm going to have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go.
Judge, you have the excuse.
Yes, sir. Thanks. It's come to my attention that you've picked up a couple new cases while you're on bond. So state's asking me, or I guess, what are you asking for, state?
We were asking for 5,000 on each of the cases.
To revoke the bonds?
Yes, sir.
On which cases?
On one moment,
Mischief.
the criminal mischief and the assault bodily injury.
Okay. And that is because he has picked up a new criminal trespass.
Yes, sir.
Did you say that there was one that you were going to have indicted too?
Yes, sir. And we're pending on the offense report for that still at this time. So we're waiting for a new date.
What is that?
What is that case?
Yeah, what is that? Is it another trespass? Is it a theft?
Assault bodily injury.
Oh, there's another assault.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Did you know about this?
Yes, because that one was no PC by the magistrate when all of these cases came to the court. But it was no PC because they, I think, fat fingered the date of the offense as 2021, not 2024. And so it was outside the statute of limitations when it went before the
Someone
magistrate.
accidentally put 2021 on the actual report instead of
And
24.
yes, my understanding is that the state is having to get a copy of the offense report, and then they can take it to the grand jury with the correct date.
Okay. So what is your response as far as the mischief and the assault on the bond revocation?
We're in agreement with the 5,000.
Okay.
He has a case upstairs, so.
Oh, I see. Right. You have a felony case. So, all right. So on the mischief and then the assault, if we can put it at now 1, 2.
Judge Jackson had previously revoked the ABI when they were last week.
Yeah. But I think they're all in agreement. So we'll do 5,000 and 2, 4.
5,001. Yes.
Yeah. On the assault and the mischief. Right. We'll leave the trespass as is. Right. So Mr. Rodriguez, what's happening now is I'm going to revoke the bond on your 2 older cases due to the fact that you continue to pick up other new cases. You can't expect.
Right. Yes.
Right. So,
And just for clarification, the case that's being taken to the grand jury, that's already kind of accounted for in the 5,000. There's not going to be a new BVR when that.
right.
Okay, I just,
What do you,
I'll defer to you on that, Your Honor.
okay.
okay.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Right. I'm not going to just be duplicitous to kind of just that we're looking again.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're all on the same
So
page.
what do we set it at when we actually do get it?
The ABI,
Yeah. The new one.
to be completely candid, Judge, I don't know that it really matters because 1,000 or 11 billion thousand, it's.
Yeah. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there, whenever they do get it done. Yeah. Okay. All right. So if you do bond out, I'm going to put a GPS monitor. I don't know if you're going to get out or not, but I'm ordering you not to have any contact with the complaining witnesses in these cases, not to be in possession of weapons. And I'm going to put a monitor on you so I know that you're not going over there. The monitor will go on you prior to your release from custody if you are able to make bond.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand? Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, man. Good luck, Mr. Rodriguez. So we need him to sign before he goes, please.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
I'd be excused.
Yes.
Just come over here, Mr. Rodriguez.